So it's Friday, and it's the end of a ridiculously long week for me. And some of the guys from work always get together at this bar. It's nice because we can sit outside, kick back a couple of beers, and just kind of forget the week. Unfortunately, well, I guess not unfortunately, but I choose to have specific rules that I follow when I ride the motorcycle. And anytime that I'm on the bike, I have an absolute zero tolerance, or not tolerance, I guess, just a rule against zero consumption of alcohol. And I would recommend that for a lot of riders out there. You know, alcohol does have a tendency to make you be a little braver than you probably should. So, another thing that I do as well is if I do go and drink, the rule usually is if you're going to have a beer, you need to wait an hour before you drive. So, you know, if you kick back a couple of beers, don't jump on the road automatically. That's one of the things they teach you in the Motorcycle Safety Foundation class as well, is that there is no safe way to drive a motorcycle, but there are certain things that you can do that will lower your risk when riding. Because, I mean, anyone will tell you, you're never safe on a bike at all. You've constantly got to be looking out for what's going on around you. Intersections are an extremely good example. I mean, you got this car turning right, this car pulling out next to it, this car up here might pull out in front thinking that I'm not going to go into his lane. So you just really have to keep you have to be very focused, you have to be very aware, and you have to be paying attention almost constantly on the motorcycle. Like, I mean, just here's a good example right here. This guy was in this lane and then jets 3 lanes over. And I mean, if he didn't see me, he's on the cell phone as well. So if he didn't see me, you know, he would have just crammed right into me. That's one of the things on 285. I mean, this morning was a good example. I'm riding down on 285, and there was a 285 is like a 5-lane highway, and there was a lane between me and another car that was like, say, over there. And I was kind of in his blind spot. And one thing that you do not want to do is you do not want to merge over a lane in someone's blind spot on a highway. Because, I mean, the way they do it is they're driving down the road, they give a quick glance in the rearview mirror. If they don't see anything, they go. So you kind of have to think and plan beyond what you're doing, and you have to kind of realize, okay, this person's doing that, and you have to think about what they might be doing and what's going on with them. Because, I mean, most of the time on 285, you got a whole bunch of people who are heading to work, and they're worried about, you know, getting to this meeting. They're worried about their big presentation. They're worried about being late. They're not paying attention to what's going on the highway. And I mean, they're either drinking their coffee or they're talking on their cell phones, or oh god, the one that I love the best is the businessmen in the Mercedes who are actually like sending emails as they're driving. So they're sitting there driving, and you see them, they're just texting away. They'll look up every now and then, and just not paying attention to at all what they're doing. So some of the safest things you can do is just be an extremely defensive driver. Never assume that someone's going to do something that's going to be to your advantage. Always assume that they're going to pull in front of you. Always assume that they're not going to see you. Because odds are they're not. So yeah, even though I just came from a bar, I haven't drinking anything. The only thing that I drank was 4 glasses of water because I wanted to stay hydrated. And you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, your friends are all drinking and they're having a good time, but it's the same rule for designated drivers. When you go out, you know, to a bar, one person needs to be responsible, and hopefully you rotate. And you know, so you're not always stuck as the person who's having to be the designated driver. But just be safe out there, guys.